everybody, welcome back to 97 to Infinity. The WNBA season has now begun, and before we start arguing and yapping and whatnot, I do want to say first, prayers out to Rickea Jackson on the ACL tear and all the other injuries we've had thus far, but that was the biggest one because I think she was putting herself in like front running for All-Star campaign and the most improved player. But where we will start this show is with another most improved candidates team. One in Isamara, who I think will win most improved player. But guys, the Conneticut Sun. Y'all, saxophones is getting real loud, and I'm getting very nervous. We literally are 0 and 5, and I don't know when's the next time we're gonna win. And I just want to honestly ask the group, when do we think we will actually get our first win?
Tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
I
for
appreciate the
one,
optimism.
we also need Aaliyah Edwards to not be on minutes restriction. Like my dad was like, she was 5 or 6 or something last night. My dad was like, why didn't she play? I was like, well, she's on a minutes restriction.
Fair.
That and
Right.
then Layla Khan, we still don't have a point guard. I think
Yeah.
that's also throwing them off a lot. And then
The
we have
turnovers.
that
You
from $1 million paid players.
My thing is for me when it comes down to the turnovers, it be you just deadly getting manhandled. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even a steal like what we seen Sanaya do so many times in,
No.
in the
Barker
yesterday's
ripped
game.
her.
That's what I'm saying. Like
She
the
was like,
turnovers are just like, give me that. And it's like, no, that's us. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so good to see Sanaya getting back into a rhythm because for
yes.
the first few games, we was like, what's going on? She wasn't playing her game. She
No.
wasn't doing what we know she can do. And that's when that
Well,
three ball starts to fall. And then I'm happy about it and I'm optimistic because we had four people in double figures.
Yes.
well,
So that means
to be
we could
to be
score.
fair, Sanaya's anniversary of her mom's death, Mother's Day, and
Yes.
her mother's birthday were all in
In
within a
the
month.
of
Yes.
the start of the season.
So
So
that
that's
kind of
why.
makes sense. She probably has like such a mental block, because basketball is just as much mental as it is physical, as we
Amen to
all
that.
know.
Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, I mean, offensively, I feel like we're in a way better place than we were last season. I know it looks bad because we are starting again 0 and 5 or 5
0 and
0 and
5.
5,
Yeah.
yes. And I don't think that should alarm people because it's such a long season. I mean, for
Yes.
example, what Vegas did last year, I know we're not Vegas, but like they did, they
I
weren't
will give
even
you
looking
that.
like they were
They were
making the
below,
playoffs.
right. They were below
And then they
500.
got the number one seed, if
No,
I'm
number
right.
two.
Didn't
They
Number
ended up
two.
being number
number
two.
two. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Phoenix beat
And
Minnesota. That's why they had home court during the right.
gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's just too early in the season. We don't have our point guard. Um the turnovers will clean up. It's still a young team. That's another thing people need to remember.
And
I
we
guess
have a bunch of new players.
yeah.
We have BG, we have Charlize, we have G, and then we have the players that did play together. They're coming off the bench and they still got to get, used to playing with BG and they
Hmm.
still got
Yeah.
to get used to playing. It's just figuring out what works. That's the best rotation for the team. Liv is now out too. So it's just like we're not having our full lineup yet until Lay gets back and then our injuries stop.
Fair. I will that's the one place where I still have optimism right now is knowing that we have not had a full strength squad. Cause like I mean Nell showed up, half partway through this
Right.
first couple of games. Like Lee Edwards just
That
started, BG was in and out. So that is what holds optimism. At the same time, to be that guy, I really thought we were gonna start the season 2 and 3. And this is now where the panic is just slightly setting in.
Yeah, we didn't think when we faced the Aces we were gonna have Brittany Griner out either.
No, I'm not Las Vegas. I'm not even talking about Las Vegas. I'm not even talking about New York.
But
Realistically,
we needed to steal one of those, I
we need.
think.
To me, we needed to beat Seattle and Portland to really give ourselves a
At
real
home,
good
yeah, we did.
like.
But I think tomorrow when we play Seattle again, Lexi's not gonna come and shoot three threes in 20 seconds.
No, she can
And
fire off. Well,
and
you know what? That's the thing
and
too.
Haley is like he said, he's like coach said in postgame that she's fearless and the way she can create her own shot because I feel like without our point guard, our point guard, excuse me, not God, guys, the guard. I don't think that there's a lot of people struggling with creating that shot. Not saying that they necessarily can't, but the teams we have played, we've had Twin Towers.
Fair. Like I said, I like the New York game, first game of the season, that didn't really I whatever. Vegas is Vegas. Like I like
So that's 3 games.
but I'm saying
That's three.
But
the other
Portland,
two, but like the Portland one for me
no,
was
the
the really
Portland
bad
one,
one.
no,
Like
that one makes more sense than Seattle for me because
to me,
it's loud. They're sold out. Did you hear how loud it was?
It was
yes. No, like I
crazy
said,
in there.
road game, Portland. Like I said,
And
it's
then
just
Portland has Battle, and she always used to be with us, so they probably got some insight. No, I'm just kidding. Congrats, Ashley.
see like you start shenanigans. Nah, for real though, my
Love you,
thing is
Ashley.
my thing is just I feel like because if we're talking like what is the expectation of this sunset season, if you will, I think they can possibly be a playoff team. I still have slight optimism for that, but kind of to work for what I was hoping of a we can sneak in the playoffs. I feel like just to get yourself on the right foot, I feel like we need at least one of those, maybe
I knew
two.
that wasn't going to happen just because of how
Well,
we started. I having
well,
aces back to back, that was
but
just
we could have.
not.
I think we very easily could have beat Seattle and Portland. Like I'm
We
not like I
could have
said,
beat we could have
Vegas.
beat Seattle, but we was not playing
But then
defense.
also too, the way we
And we
after
didn't have a defender like Nell, and we still didn't have a complete team then. I'm
fair,
pretty I'm pretty
but
sure if Nell was back and she played defense, that game would have been a whole lot different.
oh yeah, I
And
mean,
they might have had a little bit of some luck on the Seattle end in terms of hitting some shots too.
okay, I get you all that. I just feel like looking back on the first 5 games, those are two that we like very much had.
And then
Because
anyone that comes to Connecticut, they just got all smoke.
no, no, because I listen. You want to laugh about having the smoke. 45 points was insane. And if
But
you
to
allow me
have
to
your
switch,
biggest,
if you allow me to
you
switch
had me.
topics, because
That was insane.
did we
But
just
to
give
have
her?
45
Did we just
and
give her
then
MVP already?
but to have her at 45 and they only win by 7, I took that as a win for our team. Because
Oh, but see, but that's my
She's
thing.
not.
After that game where Wilson pretty much has like the game, probably what's going to be game of the season, and we only lose by 7, to then turn around with Portland, I really thought we were going to finally get over the hump there
I just think
and
you have
just
that feeling about Portland because you have this feeling about Portland that you don't understand. But have you watched any of the games? They beat
listen,
New York.
listen.
They beat New York playing
I
the way they played. So my thing is like, are you living in the thing that what is Portland doing? Oh my God.
I just
And not put exactly because you should
listen.
have seen the game they played against New York City. That team hustles. And
Yeah,
Okay,
I
they
don't
play
think you're giving
against
them enough credit.
I
credit.
clearly
You're
am not.
not.
I clearly am
You're
not.
not.
I'll accept. I'll accept that. I don't.
They
I
play very well together.
listen. In my mind, Portland has stolen 2 games. I'll be honest. Hot take. I think they stole 2 games. I very much think they've stole 2 games from teams that should have beat them. That's
Who's that?
basically New York. And I think New York and us should have beat them. And I think they stole 2 games.
Okay.
Hot take. Hot take.
That definitely is a hot take because you're
He
not
said,
watching Portland.
Nah, no. I was watching that game last night. We very much had that game.
Yeah, but you need to watch the other games.
You have to watch when you're
Give
not
them a
playing
let's
us.
give them a chance.
Listen.
Yeah, watch it when you're not
Okay,
playing
so the one
us.
Portland game, the
Well,
one
the
Portland
Sun.
game I missed because it was at 10 o'clock at night. I'm now getting blamed for. I'm sorry.
No, they
What?
just well, I just feel as though we were all had the same like what are they doing? But the pieces they put together in that team, they played very well
Okay,
together.
y'all give them credit. I'm not. I'm not buying no stock in them. I think they stole 2 games out early. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
well.
my other hot take right now would be I think when Layla Khan gets back, we're gonna turn into a playoff team.
Okay, but that's different. Layla's like just
feel
won
like
MVP in overseas.
okay, fair. I still think it's a hot take because there's one thing to do it in Europe,
I mean,
another thing to do it here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but she proved last season.
Right. We can't say
Fair.
it's gonna hot take. Well, she did it already.
Yo, what do you mean
Whoa,
it's a
whoa,
hot
whoa.
take?
What do you mean? We didn't go make the playoffs last
We
year.
didn't go to but you at the end. What did you say we were gonna win?
I said we will barely win 10 games, and we barely won 10 games last year.
You said
Wait.
under 8.
Did I say under 8?
Yes, you did.
I wish we had that on video.
And we
'cause
looked
that was
like a whole different Connecticut looked like
No.
a whole totally different team
Fair.
when she got back.
fair. Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
And
then
she,
she left again, and then they were like
yeah, I know.
falling to pieces.
Right.
So yeah, so this time around we'll have the same problem where she'll show up, we'll be like, we're doing well, and then she'll leave and be like, we're in trouble.
Yeah, but see, now we have the defender like Nell. She's even getting comfortable. Remember, this is
Well,
only her second game with
here's the
us.
problem too, though. But like when Layla ends up leaving for FIBA, Nell's probably going right with her. So I don't.
Yeah,
That's.
but the WNBA goes on pause too, though.
But wouldn't they have like a training camp or
Everyone's
something?
gonna be
No,
losing
wouldn't they? But wouldn't they
games.
have like a? They don't have the. They have that break, but wouldn't there be like a weird gap where there's like training camp or something? No.
But the whole league, like they're also going to be leaving, so it's like
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stars
Fair.
definitely.
Well, no, because they made the. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because no, because I think the U.S. I think WNBA just made the schedule where it's like the actual games of FIBA is where they take their break. And I think the U.S. is about to low-key just grab 13 people and just throw them out there to go play some basketball, like we're known to do. Not gonna lie, I think that's what's about to happen because the U.S. is infamous for being like, "Hey, we're gonna take
Well,
and you, and
they
throw them in the
can't be doing that in the
basketball."
Olympics. They need to figure it out because we're gonna lose to France. They
I
do
thought we've
that.
learned that watching last year as basically both USA teams almost lost. I thought we figured it out, but I'm saying that's what America's pretty much done since they started letting professionals play. They've just been like, "We're gonna take 13 of y'all, roll out a
I cannot
basketball."
wait for LA in the
Roll out the basketball and be like, go
Olympics.
win some gold. Like the men screwed it up in '04, and that's like an infamous thing because they just low key rolled the ball out and it went terribly left. But anyway, speaking of Olympians, um, the team with four of them, as we kind of saw firsthand, Vegas go insanely crazy, and they pretty much got the Avengers of a team right now. Who is stopping them? Because I'm very much like I think we're about to have a repeat of last year, the back half of Vegas last year for a whole season right now.
I think the team that played them yesterday. Well, was it yesterday?
I think it depends on the time when this gets put out. But Atlanta, I know what you're referring to.
I also think that New York, when they're healthy, full team with
Yeah.
Sab and
I respect the
And it
Saucy.
takes.
has to be fully like Benija has to be fully healthy.
Oh,
Like,
I don't think any team with any injuries is beating them. Like I think unless they have somebody down as
but
well,
I
now it's
think
the eye for an eye.
those would be the only two in my eyes this year. Now, if he was starting the season, you know what I mean, and she got into that rhythm of domination and doing what Fee does the whole season, but because Fee is out right now and we don't really necessarily know when she's coming back, not saying she
Yeah.
can't come back and do what she does, but I'm talking about as far as the team wise, you
Well,
know what I mean?
also Minnesota's at a disadvantage because they're when Fee comes back, they're gonna probably already be a good chunk of games in whatever records already
Hmm.
thrown in front of her. Also, too, all the other pieces of Minnesota have kind of shuffled around. Now they all
And
have to
then they
gel
lost their
together.
shooter this year, yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
she went down
And
with
then
an
depending on
injury.
when Dorka will come back
But
yeah,
too.
they got enough question marks that yeah, respectfully, I think Minnesota's cooked.
so it's just New York fully healthy or Atlanta fully healthy. But it's just like playing and it's like at the end of the day, we've seen what happens because Atlanta went on what that
It
11
was
to 2 run
it was
to
like I think it
end
was like 20 at one point, like 20 something, 20 to
20
something. I think it might have been
Yeah,
20
it
to
was
2
something
or 20
insane.
to 4. Like they went on a
so,
run to get back in that
and
game.
then the point guard just said give me the game.
Well, once again,
And then you have two options. You know what I mean? Because you either go to Asia Wilson, you either go to the point guard, and she did it on both ends of the floor.
yes. Now, the craziest part I think of that Vegas game, here's why I'm like, who's stopping them? Because let's just
Because
be
Kennedy
honest.
could have did it too.
Hey, I was gonna listen. At this point, they have it's almost like a video game. It's like choose your character because it's like Asia Wilson's out here one night goes for 45. Chelsea Gray just pretty much won them a game in clutch time. Kennedy Carter right now is currently pretty much being the best bench player in freaking history right now with the way she's scoring off the bench. You still have Drew Lloyd, and I assume like I feel like Drew Lloyd's got that perfect like passer prime thing where like one game a year I'm just gonna wild out. And let's not forget they won
She does
that
it
game.
when she does
Wait,
it in the playoffs.
Wait, but here's my favorite part. They won that game, and Jackie Young basically just had the worst performance she will probably ever have in her life. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. She legit goes over 12 and pretty much has the worst game of her life, and they still won. That's scary to me. What's supposed to be your technically like second option in your starting lineup
Mm-hmm.
down the like game on the line down the stretch, your technical second option pretty much was non-existent, and it
But
didn't.
I feel that game also helped Atlanta
Yes.
because now Nas is gonna know how to work through being defended the way she was.
Well, wait. Here's my biggest
Ryan
reason.
Howard wasn't even
There you go.
Ryan
There
didn't
you
even
go.
play.
I was gonna
It
say
gives them a ton of confidence for
It
sure.
does.
and that's
It gives
exactly what I was
them.
gonna say. The confidence level in Atlanta has
Angel
got to
Reese didn't
be.
even have a good game.
Listen, the confidence level in the ATL right now. If anybody's gonna do it, in my mind, that was a finals preview. If you ask me,
Yeah.
that was finals preview. But like realistically speaking, if you're Atlanta right now, as much as you lost, like you're head out high because it's like you're without Ryan. Bree Jones, we don't know when she's showing back up at
Oh
some
my
point.
God.
You're down two all-star level talents. Angel didn't have the greatest game, if you will, but like even so that you're now of like your starting lineup, basically you kind of had like two out, one not have a bit of an off
Shout out
day.
to Okai. Shout out to Okai
Yeah,
because she
I
was
mean, but she brought
ready.
it. Pow
She
Pow
was
brought it.
ready. Right. They were ready for the
But that's
moment.
my
They
thing.
were.
Like
They
so
were
now knowing
ready.
that down the final stretch, you still have those in your back pocket, along with hopefully being
Yeah,
at full
Pop Pop
strength.
set the tone. Pop Pop set the tone. She was
Listen,
ready as soon as the buzzer went off.
she's definitely making a bit of a jump this year.
You made that jump. You can see her going through AU and just
Yes,
seeing how much, but like
I mean,
even Anissa
I
with
was gonna say,
Well,
listen,
the
AU is
confidence.
very interesting to me actually because I saw this on internet. Someone made this comment about it's it seems like when players are choosing to play in AU over Unrivaled, they're coming out of it better for the W season, which is very interesting to me.
well, I feel like at a certain level, some of those middle tier players, you get more exposure, more playing time in AU, which helps.
Mm.
To
Because
give, you know, to get the
because to
reps
me,
in.
especially for us as Connecticut reporters, the one to one is Sanaya and Anissa. 'Cause I feel like they both could have went either or program. And think about where poor Sanaya pretty much
No.
rode the no. In all reality, let's think about it. Poor Sanaya pretty much rode the entire bench the entire time in Unrivaled. You put her in AU, she gets way more PT than she does in
Yeah,
Unrivaled.
yes, that part. But I don't think
I think the same way Anissa
But
was if she went
I
to
don't
Unrivaled.
necessarily think Anissa could play in Unrivaled yet for the first
Exactly,
team.
but that's my point though.
But I'm saying I don't think she could play in that system without going
but
to AU first. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about Anissa. I
fair.
don't I Sanaya going to Unrivaled, no problem. Your coach just didn't use her.
yeah, but the interesting thing to me
So
is that
wait.
each
See, are you saying that Anissa would have been played on Rival or not
I
played?
don't think she could have played in Unrivaled.
So
No.
then you agree with my point then.
No, I don't think. I think Sanaya could have played in Unrivaled and or AU. I don't think Sanaya didn't play because she didn't get played. Sanaya can play in Unrivaled. I don't think Anissa can play in Unrivaled. The 3-on-3 with the fast pace. No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I all
But
I
you
think
get what I'm saying?
that was an entirely different point than what I was making then, because I'm confused now. You've confused me because all I
No,
was
you're
saying,
saying they both could play in there, and I don't think they both could have played in Unrivaled.
no, I was saying that the point being like for those middle tier players, you get better exposure in AU instead of Unrivaled. Because what I'm saying is like how you're saying that Nisha basically wouldn't do well in Unrivaled. She does better in AU because she's not one of those top tier people. Like that's the thing. Because even still, then whether the pace or whatever, they're not going to give her enough time to fully develop in Unrivaled like they did in AU, where she got quality time
yeah, and
and we
it's
like
5-on-5.
yeah,
There's five
like
on the court instead of three, so it's
yeah.
already
So there's more minutes to go around. I think what you see for AU is a lot of these more middle tier players that are getting way because like I think of all the people in AU like it seems like Pow Pow and some like because Pow Pow can run in fast pace, but like
Caitlin Chen.
yeah, but like a lot of those guys, if they were in Unrivaled, they're not getting the same amount of quality time playing and developing their game that they were getting on Unrivaled. Like that was my argument. Is like AU works better for like unless you're like the because like the bigger names like respectively like Paige Beckers is getting PT no matter where she go kind of thing. You know what I mean? With all due respect.
Mhm.
Let's call it we see it. Like you know what I mean? Some of those bigger names are gonna it's not gonna be a problem for them. But some of those like more middle tier esque players that are still quality good, they're now someone has to be on the bench and unrivaled kind of thing. And that's why I'm like I think like those AU players are getting almost like have a better start to the season or whatever. Like because Nisa's coming out swinging, but also like she got to basically be herself in AU and fully like have all this time to really pour into her game, which we're seeing full. I mean, she's pretty much averaging double doubles nightly with no problem right now, in the most insane way.
But
So
But what's interesting to me about that is that with like yes, she's getting more on-court playing time in AU, but with Unrivaled, not necessarily the first season, but for their second season they expanded and every single club had its own like training staff and trainers and like coaches instead of sharing trainers and stuff like that. So it's almost like you get more one-on-one time in Unrivaled, but you get more on-court playing time in like AU. It's just very interesting to me because it's like obviously you kind of need both of those things to get
Yes.
Mm.
better. So it's like very interesting to me to see that maybe the encore actually does way more than
I
like
I think it
that training.
depending on the player depends on what you need, I'd argue. But I think for
Okay,
some of those, I think for the
fair.
middle, I think for some of those middle tier players, I think the more on-court exposure is better than the
Hmm.
one-on-one. Like, because no disrespect, but like you can go pay for your own one-on-one trainer. Now, with quality, that's a different conversation. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even still, no matter where you're at, you can get your one-on-one training time anywhere. What you really can't get in the off season, unless you go play somewhere, is that 5-on-5 experience. And I think that's where AU has kind of carved out its own useful like niche in this off season. You know what I mean? Because Unrivaled being Unrivaled, the names attached, whatever. Like it's carved its place in almost eternity. I'd argue. Like I feel like that's going to be around for as long as it wants to be. I think where AU's
Right.
worked is now this like you can get here, get this 5v5, get this really good exposure that kind of that you won't get if you're not gonna basically be at what is almost like basketball summer camp that is Unrivaled. Because that's essentially what it feels like. I mean, granted, it's the middle of the winter, but like it feels like a summer camp. Like just like sleepaway
Right.
camp. Everybody gonna be in Miami, having fun, training, getting better together. Like I mean, I'd argue that's why B Genius and I are like so good because they really were there down there together. So now when they're on the same team, that's where that chemistry is kind of like. I think it's shown spurts right now. I think we haven't even seen the full potential of that, but I feel like that's going to be one of those like connections that like down the line will really work very well.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, also though, speaking, I remember we mentioned Ricky at top of the show. Yo, Chicago, realistically, I feel like made like the most wild trade I've ever witnessed in my life. But it's like paying off, and my
It,
brain
it,
can't know
it
how to feel
works.
about it.
It's
It's
working.
working
It's
for
working.
all parties involved. My brain can't understand why. Like it felt like like I don't know, something in my brain felt like Chicago was not supposed to work, but it's kind of working now. I guess TBD now that
Mhm.
Ricky is gone, but like they got off to a great start, and I am utterly shocked. I'll admit I didn't hold
I mean,
no.
a different approach can be a different way in a
But
locker
like
room.
it's
You
why
never
it's
never
weird because
know. You
like
know what I mean?
did
It,
Jeff
this,
actually cook with that trade? Like I don't know if I want to say that
I
though.
think he got lucky.
I
Ooh,
think
you know what?
I think
I'll take that. Yes.
I think luck, sloot, and your first signing big trade had a part to play in the direction they were gonna go.
Yeah,
Fair.
they signed like star players. I mean, like to be fair, I think that Azare Stevens should have won some type of award last season.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I get that.
but
But yeah,
you
no,
know,
that was wicked.
she's very underrated.
Hmm.
Insanely underrated. I will give you that.
Especially shooting the three.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nah, it's crazy though. I will give you that. They are definitely I don't know.
I was just shocked. Like, honestly, like, I'm shocked. You say it works out for all parties, but who it doesn't work out for is LA because they,
Well, I'm talking about
well,
the
if
trade
Rakia
of
was healthy.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
that
trade.
trade I
I'm
did
talking
I
about
Yeah,
Reese. I'm talking about
I know what
Reese.
you mean. I
Yeah.
know what you mean, but like, just like
that
ironically,
trade hurt
Oh,
LA.
oh, oh yeah, no, the
That
L
trade
I
hurt
don't know
LA
why they ever.
yeah,
because they want more from what the coach said, and that's what I think. I think it's like, do we keep Cameron Brink or do we keep Rakia?
I think you could have made it work both. But that's
I
just
think
me.
you also could have made it work, but I
I
Me
also
also
too.
think
am not sure if you pick Cameron Brink over Rakia.
I
But
don't that's true. My other thing is I think they pretty much I think their part of making that decision was them also signing NECA. I think when they signed NECA, they were just like, all right, someone's gotta go. We need to get a
someone
guard.
has to go.
But
But
to
you know
me,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
understand why. At that, my thing was why I signed NECA at that point, if anything. But yeah, Vegas is
Yeah.
they're looking real rough right
It
now.
Vegas.
I mean, LA. I'm thinking don't
I
ask me
knew what you
why.
meant, but I was like, he
My
definitely did not
brain,
mean to say that.
no, my brain was thinking the lost part, and in my brain it says Los Angeles said Vegas. That was on me. But yes,
Yeah,
the
like
Sparks are looking
NECA's like
real. ugly right
Like,
now.
not that NECA's like not good anymore, but like she's definitely not in her prime, and she's like
Listen, I don't know what's going on
older.
there, but it's not working. I don't know what it
They
is. It's not working. On
because
paper,
even with Cameron Brink giving more, like Coach asked,
But she has foul issues
that's
since
the
she's been at
problem.
Stanford.
She's always had foul issues. Cameron always had foul issues. And then it's like because when she's in the last few games, she's had great defensive, a great defensive game. She's definitely still trying to get that offensive rhythm going, but she's given more after coach said that. But they're missing another offensive piece.
I
Kelsey
don't
can't do it all by herself.
listen. I don't know what they would need. I just know it's not working.
I
And
think
Like
they have. I think they have
I
the
don't
offensive pieces,
know.
but they're not working
I
like
just
how they're supposed to.
I mean at this
I
point you
don't
can't go get
know
anybody
the
else. Like
I
you
don't know
have
why they kept Chance. I'm still trying to figure that move out. I don't
listen.
know.
I think the whole thing just a kind of a bit of just a steaming hot pile of mess. Like I just because I don't know what you possibly do besides let it rock and just hope at some point it all clicks together in place. But yeah, it ain't
I have a
working.
question since you
Ye-
guys know this more. So for Chicago, do they sign someone to a hardship? Do they sign someone to a development? Do they sign like in this scenario, what do they do because they know this player is not coming back? You know what I'm saying? It's not
Um,
like day to day
Well,
or still trying to figure out
well,
does this or do they
I think they already got
a develop
Maddie. I think they got Maddie and Koulibaly on the
Maddie
develops.
Westbelt
Maddie
Maddie
Westbelt,
Westbelt
and
okay.
then I think Koulibaly. I don't want to butcher her first name, but I think they got
Okay.
the two of them on developmental. So I'm assuming someone's getting.
So but
I
do
assume
they
someone.
go there or
I
do they
well,
pick
assume.
up
they can't sign another person unless they cut someone though, and they don't want to lose Rikia. They don't want to lose rights.
oh
So
yeah, that's true.
so
Okay,
they're
so
either
they
gonna have to activate, but the only issue is with development is they can only play 12 games each.
Well,
So
I've seen.
eventually they're going to have to like do something.
Well,
but
what
right, because what do you do in that point? Can
Or you're just
you
gonna have to play with less players this season, and that's just
I
like how it's
mean,
gonna be.
I feel like they only can play 12. I did not know that.
Camilla and Z will have to step up.
Wait, quick tea. The
the
development players can only
development,
play
yeah.
12.
Yes, and
Is this
they
including
practically
playoffs?
yeah, I think but the only issue is I don't know any more than that because this new CBA still isn't done.
Right.
They're
They
not done
haven't
writing it.
given for right for us to actually
But
excuse me,
no,
for us to read it.
someone asked a coach recently in a press conference about like that, and they clarified that, but they also have to like um activate
What?
them within a certain amount of time. I think it's
48
48
hours.
48
hours and maybe
Yeah.
hours.
24.
See
Um,
that? Oh yeah. So you're just down an extra body, and you're just trudging on at that point.
but that's like the thing about the development players, and it's a new thing. They're probably gonna have to adjust some things next season, I'm sure, with it.
I
But
mean,
another thing
yeah,
I'm about development players that's a little for me is they don't really make that much money. I'm not really a big fan of that. Which I get, like you're a development player, but like I just like you're a professional athlete still, you know?
yeah. But
And right.
I mean,
And you
And it's
signed
not
me and you're
guaranteed. It's
taking
not they can cut them at any point. Like I actually expect this to
well,
probably happen. I think LA is going to cut Kate Martin and sign her to a regular contract and
oh,
cut
yep.
someone else.
I was,
I think they're going to do it
No, because
yeah,
Kate's been looking very good for them.
because it's not working what they're doing. So like why
yeah.
not?
I would
Yeah, she
argue,
definitely, Coach Roberts definitely has some decisions to make
yeah.
before
Yep.
it's too late.
Yeah, they definitely got to adjust that development thing. But also with the thing you said about the money, though, I mean, it seems like as this league grows and they make more money, it's just gonna go around, and it's just until and like, we're just in this weird.
I think
I think we're just in this weird phase where like the star players, like some of the top people are gonna kind of get their boosting whatever. But I feel like some of the middlemen are just gonna kind of get kind of screwed over
I
for a little
think
bit.
it depends on what a development player does.
Yeah,
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So say if Chicago, activates one of their development players and they absolutely kill.
yeah. Now we're gonna have
That's
some
gonna be
conversations.
now we're gonna have a conversation that development players are more than development players. You
But
know what I
right
mean?
this
So I
minute.
think. right that yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just
Yeah, because
it's
at
a
this,
thing that we don't necessarily know. Is it
yeah.
gonna work? How's it
I
gonna
mean,
work? It's
I'd even go as far as if you look at Connecticut, we pretty much dealt with a plethora of injuries, and not once they even call Ashland into battle.
activate, right? Come
So
right.
if everybody's
Yeah,
I
just,
don't
because
know if
they
he's
don't want
waiting.
they don't want to unless they really have
Really
to.
need to because it's the time. Remember, it's only so many games.
And
fair.
we only have one
I
right now.
hear me out though. So many games. I feel like one of them games versus Vegas was one of them. We was down. What was it? We was down
They
like
didn't. They wouldn't.
everybody.
They would have never had enough time to activate her though.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
they have to
guess
do it in advance. That's
Because
another thing that's
be,
iffy.
no.
I
because
think
Hear
it's
me
until
out.
remember BG didn't say anything until that Friday, so there was
No, she
they
was out
couldn't do
Wednesday
it.
too. I think Wednesday. I think Wednesday when BG was out after Liv froze her ankle that night, and we don't know what's going on with Aaliyah. I feel like at that moment
But
she should have been called in the battle. Granted, Aaliyah came back and as we played
no,
good, cool. I just feel like that was your moment, if
yeah,
anything.
but some of them were. But BG was like low
Questionable.
key
That's
day to
the
day.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you know what? Good point. I'll take
so they
that. I
can't like
digress.
you don't want to waste one of the 12 games and then she ends up being able to play.
You're right. I digress. I will
You got to be
digress.
sure.
Touche, touche. I'll give you that.
Especially when she's like we have a valuable development player.
We really do have a valuable
No,
development plan.
we really got. We're cooking with grease right that one. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
Hmm
That was smart. They waited for other teams to make cuts and they were like snatch.
No,
They snatched her
honestly,
up quick.
between
They
that and
snatched her and Haley.
I'll say between that and HBL, I'm no longer mad we got rid of Harmony. I'm not gonna lie. I'm no longer mad. When they went and got them
Plus
two,
she
I
still
said,
gets to play.
I know, which makes me upshot, yeah.
hmm
But yeah.
And
I'm hoping
then
they
that
expand that
from
league from just four
me too.
teams.
The game's been fun.
I'm hoping they expand that.
The game's been fun.
They
So
got fans, so
I'm
they
hoping
do.
they do.
They
that's
And
always
what
good.
okay, no, before we wrap, low key theory, I feel like if Upshot was really trying to utilize this league, they would low key put a team back up here when Connecticut goes.
you'll
I
see.
know it's out the south. I know it's mostly in the south, but I feel like if
I think they will once they if they can get enough money because they obviously have to think about
but I'm
travel
like
costs.
I think if they can get that going, that would
They
be a
just
smart move.
honestly,
I
Upshot
feel
got to
like
have a good season, like the whole entire
yeah, we gotta see
thing.
what happens.
And then they have to be able to just talk to the right people in Boston. You
But
get what I'm saying?
kind of
That's all it is.
like hear me out. The way they kind of got the little like Jacksonville, Savannah, like everybody near each other. I think if they put like one team in Connecticut, one team in Boston, and throw one up in this region because no one's here no more. That would be such a smart thing to do. But
It just I probably we'll see in the near future. They just probably they'll have to definitely
yeah, there's a lot of steps
do
before they get there. But
yeah, like they got to
I'm
have a
just,
record breaking season. But
but
I
I
think
feel
with
like
the players
secretly
that they have,
someone
right? That's
in that whoever runs that league in the meeting room, that should be a thing. Like New England, it should be just like circle on the
I
board. Like
I have a theory that's kind of along those lines.
they bring the WNBA back to Boston in like 2032 because that's my other theory. But
No, that's definitely going to happen in the future.
okay,
But I I think that Unrivaled is going to have
a
a
game
tour stop. Yes,
that would be smart though.
because that's what they did last season
I
is
mean, they
they
went to
took
Philly.
markets that had no like didn't have WNBA
Yeah, they
teams
went to
in it
Philly. Well,
necessarily.
they went to
Yeah.
Brooklyn. I don't know if that counts.
I
Yeah,
would
but
say they went to Brooklyn.
that was
That was
last
for
minute.
Stewie,
That was
right?
that was
Yeah.
you know what that was in response to making money in Philly. But the original intent was like go to Philly. No one's in Philly. Yeah, TD Garden. If they go back to Mohegan, that would be an insane. I don't think they're doing that, but that would be insane if they did
No,
It
they
just,
that.
probably have to go to People's
I
Like, but
People's
mean,
Bank Arena.
but I'm like if they end up in Connecticut right after Connecticut leaves, like that would be like
I
the
mean, if they
illest.
imagine they did that, they
That
reached
would be
out to
the
the
I
illest
mean,
thing
they
to
tribe.
do.
might. I mean, it's
Imagine
it's
they reached
Stewie.
out to the tribe. Exactly. Imagine they reached out to the tribe just for an unrivaled stop at Mohegan.
See, if I'm Upshot, reach out to their tribe. It's a lot cheaper than a WNBA team now. You don't got to worry about no $3 million practice facility again. You can look, you just run it right back.
Nah,
Hear me
stop.
out. I'm just saying. Hear me out. Hear me out. You can run that. You can put them in
Upshot
that
just
rec
gotta
gym.
grow. They
Right,
gotta
Upshot
do
got to
the
grow. So
numbers.
you can do what they did with the W. Come in real early, real cheap.
Upshot gotta
Use your
grow.
rec
Upshot
center.
gotta show that it has the fans, but they have some people on their list that have their own fans.
Hear me out. I'm just saying. All Upshot got to do, call the tribe. You know what I mean? He'll give us like 300K to get everybody like their little 20K. Use that little rec gym. sign somebody with some name value to the squad, right? That's basically what Upshot is right now.
I can't.
I mean, put him in the rec center, you know what I mean, for practice. Put him down there in
Well,
Mohegan.
let's not like manifest that because I don't
I
want them
just
to have to play in the rec center.
No, it's fine because then in like
Right.
6 years when they
It's
grow,
not fine.
no, because in like 8 years when Upshot's really big and it grows, they're just gonna snatch him out again, move him to Boston. Hopefully, Upshot's like the WNBA and it's like, no, we want him in Houston, and we'll be fine. I just think it could work. Hear me out.
We're speaking into existence. That's what's just gonna happen before we
Upshot to
head out.
Upshot to Mohegan Sun 2027.
Maybe Upshot will start going on tour.
Yep, Mohegan Sun.
Something it might just to
Women's
see if they
basketball in
can-
New England in 2027. Please and thank you.
something. That's all we're
But
asking.
Hear my
that's the new
cry.
thing is putting teams as going on tour is to figure out the expansion teams. It's like the new like really popular thing. Like the PWHL just did that.
Okay, all jokes aside though, where do you think the next actual like expansion team for the W is going? Besides Boston, 'cause I feel like that's gonna
Besides like ones that haven't been announced, right?
yeah, like
That's what I
past
mean.
2030, like
Well, I guess yeah, that would make sense.
because I jokingly
I
say
don't think- I
2032
don't-
Boston,
I
but
don't think there's any other like
they need a Carolina team,
I was like, I think
whether
the
south
next,
or
yeah.
north.
I think
Yeah,
the next,
okay.
well, I think the next two, in my opinion, would be Charlotte. You bring them back, and then Boston, and you act like you did New England a favor after snatching out the Connecticut Sun. That's what I assume is the next move. If they're going out west, I feel like Denver is the next one.
I thought that they announced. Wasn't Denver announced, or was that?
no, it's
No.
Cleveland. It's
It's Cleveland,
Cleveland,
Detroit, and
Detroit, and Philly.
Yeah,
So I'm
Denver
like,
was one of the top ones then.
I think if you're trying to do the whole like, I think
Matching
Charlotte.
team.
but
Yeah.
but Tennessee,
Oh, I forgot.
there was like that one
they really
bid
do
that
need
like
to.
Candace Parker was a part of, and they
No,
were
'cause
gonna
they
name
really
it
do
like
need to put
after
one.
they were gonna name it the Summit.
Yeah, they need to put a team.
That was fire. They
Not
knew
if
that.
they're gonna be. Not if they're gonna be. No, you know what? I'm gonna
TQ's
save
not
that.
chill.
I'm gonna save that off for the show.
It's not.
I'm gonna
no,
save that.
It's
Or
not
I'll save
college
that for
season.
our text message.
Well,
I'm
no,
not. I'm talking about legacy. Period. That's
you
what I
know
was
what?
talking about.
Nah, but yeah, we'll not talk about the University of Tennessee till college season. The Tennessee.
Yeah, but I say they
workforce
put it
season.
in Nashville.
That's a good point. Not Memphis, because they
No,
already got.
Nashville's more popular.
I mean,
like
but you
the
already
city.
got you got the NBA arena right there in the facility. You just 'cause
Right.
they don't have all the
We
NBA
don't need-
owners.
but we don't need the MNBA.
Well, I don't know if
Oh,
you've
here
noticed
she
that. I don't know if you looked at the ownership lately, but I think they want the MNBA because that's how they ended up in Houston. Was literally
Well,
the
I don't,
guy
so I
being
refuse.
around them.
They're going to Nashville.
Okay, well,
All
you cook with
right.
that theory, and when you head to Nashville, I'll be in Memphis. And thank y'all for watching our show. Like this, I got nothing because I'm like I don't know. All right, hey, you head this way, I'll head that way. Y'all head on out. Thank y'all for watching. But for real, actually no. Thank y'all for watching. And as the signature sign off goes, toodaloo.